his attorney, who he hired originally and took him from Florida to take him into the federal district of Philadelphia, the Eastern District of Philadelphia. After he got Georgie into the Eastern District of Philadelphia, and Georgie could have stood in Florida and fought extradition, and in Florida his charges would have been nothing. Florida would have made a state case out of it, pled him guilty, and had him probably did 3 years. He gets Georgie in Philadelphia. Georgie's in front of the judge, ready to plead guilty. The lawyer excused himself. The judge excuses himself. Walks into the judge's chambers, tells everybody in the courtroom this matter is nothing to do with Georgie's sentencing. Georgie's attorney and Georgie's sentencing judge have a conversation without the prosecutor in their chambers. Afterwards, Georgie gets life without parole. 6 months later, the same judge and the same attorney who just got indicted right after Georgie's sentences for crimes worse than Georgie's, has the judge as a character witness. The judge walks into a federal courtroom with a judge standing on the bench, sitting on the bench with the eagle of the United States representing all the blood and sorrow that this country fought for, sits on the bench right next to another judge with his robe and praises an attorney who was more treacherous and Machiavellian than Georgie could ever imagine in his wildest dreams. And he was found not guilty. Later on, that judge was reprimanded, but nothing was said about it. The federal government feels that, okay, Georgie pled guilty, so we can't go there. You can't bring this up. Georgie pled guilty. Well, Georgie made the error. He pled guilty. But he pled guilty with the grounds of 10 years, not life without parole. No man deserves life without parole unless he's a violent offender. If my brother-in-law was a violent offender and he committed murders, I wouldn't be sitting here pleading for his life. He's not a habitual offender. He's not a child molester. He's just one of these Americans that gets caught up into something bigger than him. And the government used and tried their best to make something out of them, Georgie, that he wasn't. And my poor brother-in-law is sitting now 23 years after a lie. Georgie never did a crime, never did nothing, went to school, sold marijuana, and here we are today with a government that chooses to incarcerate, not to rehabilitate. My brother-in-law saved an FBI agent's life when he had his conspiracy. When he flew the plane to Jamaica, the pilot, who was a federal agent, lands the plane in Jamaica. Georgie takes the agent, and they go get the pot that was all set up. Georgie found the pot in Jamaica, which anybody could find. Anybody could buy pot in Jamaica. They load the plane up. The people who were the plane up tell Georgie, there's a .38 revolver in the plane, Georgie. Beside a .38 revolver, Georgie, we found photographs of this landing strip. The pilot is an FBI agent, Georgie. We're going to kill him. Georgie says, please, don't kill nobody. That's not what I do. I'm getting on the plane with this man. If he's an FBI agent, he's going to take me back to the United States of America. Don't kill him. They were going to kill him. My brother-in-law had a bargain for the guy's life. He saved the agent's life, got back to the United States. That same agent, he wined and dined, testified, never had to testify against him because Georgie pled guilty. But if we would have put that agent on the stand, he would have had to say that George Martorano saved his life. But since my brother-in-law chose to plead guilty, we never got the chance to cross-examine none of his agents involved in his conspiracy. We never had the chance to bring people on the stand and to explain the actual crimes the way they were. There was no jury. It was a judge who was one of the hardest judges in the state of Pennsylvania, gave sentences out, the most hardest sentences in the history of Pennsylvania, and Georgie landed up with one of the harshest sentences in the city of Philadelphia for a nonviolent offense. We have drug cartels now in the city of Philadelphia who kill people, kill witnesses, kill children, and not getting these kind of sentences. So all I can say is that wake up, America. Wake up. It's your sons, it's your daughters that are being victimized by this bureaucratic, incarcerating machine.